My question is, I'm curious if you could do a quick breakdown of Jason Sands, and I ask this because he has been, as should be, getting questioned. So how is it that you came to know who Jason Sands? Like, how did you first hear about who Jason Sands was? Um, and then how was your vetting done? And and then your first meeting with him, maybe first conversations, and then how do you overall view Jason Sands' story as credible?
Good question. It was a highly probably the most controversial reporting in the entire movie, and I thought about it long and hard. I met with staffers from both the House Select Intel Community and the Senate Armed Service Committee, both current and retired folks. Um, his background, I have all the documents from his military history, all the photographs of him in military. They A number of these individuals said, "Look, I'm sure he has PTSD from whatever experiences he's had. Uh, However, he is who he says he is. He was where he says he was. He's named, programs that are highly classified. He's verified. He's known these names programs. And so I really had a tough time, like, you know, um, deciding whether I was going to do it or not. Like I said, I had the names of the other people allegedly were present at the encounter. We had roughly a date and we had a location, and I dug into that a little bit. I ended up finding the individual who debriefed all those military officers right after the alleged encounter. That individual would not confirm or deny on or off the record, but it wasn't like, yeah, it didn't happen. It was just, I'm not going to talk about it at all, kind of thing. Um, so I got introduced to him by another Intel individual. Uh, that it was almost a mistake because they tried to introduce me to Jay Stratton, and I'd known all about Jay Stratton, and they sent this whole introductory email, and I was like, oh my gosh, Jay, it's so nice to meet you. I'm James Fox, and the individual gets back to me and doesn't CC the other person who made the introduction and says, "I'm not Jay Stratton. I'm Jay Sands. I was involved with X, Y, and Z, the military." I was like, "Oh," so we ended up we kind of had a laugh about it because it was JS in the email, I guess, and instead of Jay Stratton, it was Jay Sands, and that's how we met and got together, you know had dinner, told me a story. I was slack-jawed at the story. I was like, pretty wild. Did it happen? Did it not happen? And then I share periodically updates on formerly known as Twitter, now X, of production stills and things of that nature. I just kind of keep everybody informed on what's happening. And I posted a production still. Um, and it had a clipboard in it. And if you
You
zoomed in,
did.
it had the name on there of Jay Sands, and that's how his identity was revealed. That
I
was my
forgot
fault.
about that.
Yes,
Oh,
that was me.
James, naughty step for you.
Yeah. So I did that, and I had my phone blowing up. It's like, what are you doing? You just revealed this. Now he's worried about his. He's just really concerned, and you just. So I did his best damage control as I could possibly do,
Mhm.
but that ultimately might have been a boon because he had to apply for a DOPSR. I don't know what the acronym stands for, but it's basically pre-publication,
Yeah.
um, permission on what you can and cannot reveal. Any former Intel person has to go through that process. So he went through that process, and so ultimately decided, yeah, I can say most of what revealed in the interview, except they wanted me to not say this one thing, so I had to bleep that out. At the time when we met, he was concerned about his safety. He was a whistleblower. He had all these meetings on the inside, and I said, "Hey, look, I'm here in D.C. If you want, I can just we could do an interview and as a sort of insurance policy if you're concerned, and if anything happens to you, the interview can be released." And he goes, "Okay, great." And it was never meant to be a full frontal face recognition, the whole thing. But I did shoot that just in case. I had three different cameras, And because I revealed his identity, and then he had to go get the Doppler process, I decided to reveal himself publicly, and that's how it came about.
And here we are.
Can
And here we are.
Can I
And here we
just
are.
can,
Yeah, and here we are. Exactly. So,
can I
and again,
do a real quick?
Sarah, we've really got not much time
Oh,
with James,
sure.
so if that's okay. Panda, you've got a question.